Those same regulations banned the hunting and selling of pangolins. Come to think of it, I was illegally sold a pangolin, and I think I just figured out what to do with it. But first, the groundnut soup.
Alas, our final dish, a dish full of exotic bushmeat.
Yes.
Here's what's wild. So right before we had this served to us, I saw more animals brought in, and there was a bush cat out there.
Would you want to try that?
Well, I'm not saying I feel like I'm missing out. It's just one of the few places in the world where you see stuff like that. I instantly thought, oh, that must be an accident. It must be illegal. And then we asked, and they go, no, it's legal. That's fine. Now, when it comes to this, we have the bushbuck here.
The bushbuck, a medium-sized antelope, weighing about 10 times more than a dik-dik. It thrives across sub-Saharan Africa, making it one of the most popular sources of bushmeat in Ghana.
So this is groundnut soup. We use it to eat any kind of staple. You can use it to eat bangkun, fufu, but preferably it's best eaten with rice balls. Like literally, it's the best combo.
The rice balls, when she was making it, it looked like oversaturated rice. She puts in a little too much water to get it soft, and then she balls it up.
That's it.
Oh, it's hot. It's been sitting here for 10 minutes. It's still hot.
What do you think?
Wow, I don't know. I feel like I got hit by 10 different cars. It was like a wave of experiences.
Yeah.
First, I tasted the gaminess, some kind of a flavor I've not really had before. That hits me at first. Now, the texture is nice. It seems well suited to soaking up this broth. Then I'm tasting tons of spice, tons of salt, and it's very spicy too.
Yeah, as it should be.
Now, I like the peanut part. It's giving me Thailand vibes. So, the bushbuck, this is new for you. You've had plenty of bushmeat, but never the bushbuck.
How soft it is. It looks really tender.
That's pretty good. It's much more lean than beef. A little bit more like deer to me.
And really soft. I like it.
Skin.
Let's try that.
A bit rubbery. You know, our soups in the USA, we never eat the skin like this. Do you know what we do with cow skin?
No.
We make shoes.
Why would you make shoes with cow skin?
I'm just saying, we don't eat it. It's a different type of texture. I wouldn't have liked it when I was 24, but I've gotten used to weird textures around the world. It's a bit chewy, and it has a lot of collagen. I like it, though.
I like everything about this food. And it's one of my favorite meals in Ghana. Ghana soup with whatever, whether bushmeat or whatever it is, I'll eat it. I don't know about you, but I'm happy about it.
I feel very conflicted on the issue of bushmeat. On one hand, I think that it's an important industry for the local people, and it's important for people to honor their history and their heritage.
Yeah.
On the other hand, there's a dark side to it too. For you, as a Ghanaian, bushmeat, is it good, bad, or complicated?
I think I would say it's good. Why would I say it's bad? I enjoy eating it. I mean, I'm enjoying this right now, so I would never say this is bad. I get what your point is. You don't want to like finish all the animals or let them go extinct. But for me, I think as an African woman, if something is good to me, I would eat it.
In that case, is it good that they're taking measures to reduce overconsumption? For example, they stop hunting from August to December. Is that a good thing?
I think that's the only way we can control that. So we can enjoy it and can also sustain it.
I think that's the future for Ghana and other parts of Africa.
Yeah.
I don't think it's reasonable to say that bushmeat should be banned. It's like going to Minnesota, where I'm from, and saying deer hunting should be banned. It's just like an ignorant statement.
Yeah.
But there needs to be governing bodies. There needs to be some limitation. Otherwise, that idea about will this go 100 years into the future, it won't even go 20 years into the future.
That's true.
If it's completely unregulated.
That's true.
Our journey with the bushmeat is done, but our story is not over.
Most fear that this practice, if left unchecked, will lead to the permanent extinction of certain precious African species. This is a pangolin, one of the most critically endangered animals in the world.
At the bushmeat market right now, a gentleman just brought this out. He showed it to me. When we asked him if we could film it, if we could film him, he said absolutely not, because this is illegal. So what happens when something is illegal? It still gets captured, it still gets killed or hunted and sold, but they do so in secret.
The pangolin family consists of 8 species. They're found in tropical regions of Africa and Asia, and they're known for their distinctive overlapping scales, used to protect themselves against predators.
Its defensive posture is to curl up, to wrap its tail around its body.
Tragically, this natural armor, meant to protect the pangolin, is the very same thing that makes it vulnerable and sought after by poachers.
It makes it even a little bit more heartbreaking, the fact that they're so docile and gentle. It's not trying to bite me or attack, it's just trying to hide and wait for me to go away.
But who's after capture these pangolin scales and for what reason?
You can hear me, right? Keep rolling.
I probe the camera-shy seller in an effort to learn more.
The Chinese people come to buy from them.
Our fixer Mavis helps us translate the conversation.
So we can dump the scale in water and soak it and drink.
Pangolin scales are merely keratin, made of the same material as your fingernails. But that hasn't stopped an influential number of Chinese from giving up their belief that pangolin scales have special healing properties, pushing market prices for their scales up to $1,500 per pound.
So do they transport the whole animal or just the scales?
So sometimes they come for the animal itself, sometimes they request for the scale.
In spite of international regulations protecting pangolins since 1975 and China's 2020 ban on consuming wild animals, smugglers still traffic tons of pangolin scales across borders each year. Meanwhile, I'm here in the middle of nowhere with a pangolin that's dehydrated and destined to become a blended toenail in someone's healing concoction. That I cannot allow. Here they engage in breeding programs for endangered species, and they also provide sanctuary for orphaned animals. Here, my gentle pangolin friend is promised a bright future.
Right now we are inside the walls of the zoo, and here they have a huge forest area in this enclosure. They said actually they have about 30 pangolins in here already. I'm not the first to do this, which is a good thing. Other folks, they go by these street-side bushmeat markets, they purchase the animals, and they've also brought them here too. So it'll be a chance for this guy to reproduce and to live for another day, hopefully.